So my name's Stella and I'm going to show you my recipe for making Allbran loaf. It's low fat, almost no fat at all, and this was given to me by my friend Susan Pereira about 20 years ago. So I have equal cups of everything. A cup, I've got glasses, but cups are fine, and depends how quantity you want to make. This does about an ordinary loaf tin. There's the loaf tin. So 1 cup of Allbran, 1 cup of milk, 1 cup of sugar. Doesn't really matter. I've got brown sugar, light brown sugar, and it's gone a bit lumpy, but it won't matter. Doesn't matter what sort of sugar you use. Caster sugar, white sugar, brown sugar, whatever. 1 cup of dried fruit. Again, you can choose what sort of dried fruit. I've made it with cherries and apricots. This time I'm just using mixed fruit. It's got currants and sultanas and some mixed peel in there. And 1 cup of self-raising flour. I've used McDougall's this time, but the Tesco's or Asda or whatever cheapest version of self-raising flour is absolutely fine. To start with, you need to put the milk in a bowl and the Allbran. Now, Susan's original recipe used to say to soak this overnight, but what I do, I cheat and I pop it in the microwave because you just need to soften the Allbran a little bit. Put it in for about a minute. And then all you do once that's done, the Allbran softened, is you add the other ingredients to the bowl of Allbran and milk, stir them up, put them in the loaf tin. I've got a loaf tin with one of these things in just to save it sticking, but you can use greaseproof paper if you want to. These are just a little bit easier. You can get them from most pound shops and stuff like that. And then you cook it in the oven at about 180. Mine's a fan oven, so I've dropped it down to about 170. And the original recipe said about an hour, but I usually find it's usually cooked in about 40 minutes to 45 minutes, so I think it probably depends on your cooker. And that's it. So the Allbran and the milk's now out of the microwave. The milk's warm. I'm going to leave it in to soak a little bit because the Allbran's still a little bit crispy. If I leave it in to soak for about 5 or 10 minutes, and then I'll add the other ingredients. Okay, so it's about 10 minutes has gone. As you can see, the Allbran's all softened now into the milk, so it's a little, I suppose it looks a bit like Weetabix or something, but I wonder if you can make it with Weetabix. Might be worth a try. Anyway, here it is, and it has softened. I probably could let it go a bit more, but I'm impatient. I'm not going to. It'll be fine. So I'm going to put sugar in and fruit in. Get in there, you little monkey. Come out. Oh, there's a bit left. Anyway, and flour in. And then I'm going to mix them up. I'm going to have to turn the phone off because I can't mix and use the phone. So it's all mixed up. It looked a little bit dry, so I just added a couple of tablespoons more milk. And now it looks about right. But to be honest, if you make it too wet, you just cook it for a little bit longer. And if you make it too dry, cook it for a little bit less. So just have a look at the consistency of it. I'm going to add that into the loaf tin now, but you won't be able to see because, again, I can't do it with holding the camera. Dogs, be quiet. Here you go. So I found a few, here's they're finished, ready to go in the oven. There's a few cherries on the top because I found a few in the cupboard. I expect them to sink because cherries do tend to sink. I don't know why, Mary Berry will probably tell you that. But anyway, pop it in the oven now for about 40 minutes and then we'll have a look and see what it looks like. I think I'll put it on the bottom shelf. Okay, it hasn't been in 40 minutes yet, but I'm just going to have a quick check. It's not the sort of cake that sinks, because it's not like a Victoria sponge or anything. So I'm going to have a little quick look. And it's colouring up nicely. Cherries have stayed on the top. But I think I'm going to give it about another 10 minutes. Okay. I think it's time to get it out of the oven. Sorry, I missed the phone up a bit. Right, let's have a look. Quite good. Get it out and we'll see. Just like looking for it to be a little bit springy to touch. It looks like that. Just get a knife out the door. I don't use a skewer, knife's fine. Just pop the knife in just for a few seconds. Pull it out. It's a little bit sticky in the middle, but it's not very sticky. So I'm going to say that will carry on cooking a little bit more. Just wonder where to give it. The best thing to do is just turn it out like that. I don't know if you can hear that, but it sounds like a sort of thuddy noise on the bottom rather than a squidgy noise. So I'd say that's cooked. I think it's going to cook a little bit longer just in the tin because it's still so hot. So I'm going to leave it on the side here, put something over it so the cat's getting it, and leave it here and come back in a while. So here it is, turned out of the tin, and we'll take the off it, and we'll just cut through it. It's still warm, and I just left it in the tin to cool off, and because I thought it was a little sticky in the middle. It's supposed to be quite a sticky little cake, so squidgy cake, so it doesn't matter if it's a bit sticky, and I think that's probably about nicely cooked. And I should put some butter on it, which totally destroys the no fat, although I could, I suppose, use low fat butter, maybe not. Anyway, there's my cake. Still warm. Lovely.